Hey everyone, it's Melanie here from Stamp with Melanie. Thanks for joining this evening. We are going to get started in just 1 minute. I know I haven't been around for a while, haven't done a live in a while. I apologize for that, but I'm here to tell you I'm ready to get back on track. And tonight is the night that we get started. All right. Okay, it looks like we are live. So, if you don't already know me, my name is Melanie. I live in Elizabeth, PA, which is just south of Pittsburgh. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 13 years. And it's one of the best things I ever did because I love every day making cards, sharing, teaching, helping, all of those things. I haven't been real regular on Facebook, but doing my Facebook Lives, but I'm going to be. That's a promise. Going forward, I'm going to do a lot better. And that starts with tonight. I wanted to make one comment before we get started, and that is about World Card Making Day that's on October 4th. Stampin' Up! Is hosting a free event that you are all welcome to sign up for and register for. It will not cost you anything to watch their presentation. However, if you want to craft along, you can order the kit that they will be demonstrating or working with. And that kit, I believe, makes 10 cards and has a card holder. It's super cute. And it's $32 plus your tax. So if you're interested in that, you can find out more on the Stampin' Up! Website. I'm also going to post more on Facebook, and I'm going to send out information to my email subscribers as well. So you can, if you're on my list, you can watch for that. If you're not on my list, I encourage you to sign up. I will provide links for my email list that you will see on the replay that's going to be posted to YouTube. Okay, these are the two stamp sets that we're going to work with tonight, Fright Night and Spooky Halloween. Both of them are bundles, so they have dies with them. We're going to make some super cute cards, and we're going to go ahead and start on that right now. So first up, these are the gems that are part of the Halloween set this year. They're foam, so they're really cool. They don't, like, they have give to them. So when you use them or when you mail them, they'll just squish into an envelope and you won't have to worry about them adding too much width. Not that they're very thick to begin with. But at any rate, this is the first card that we're going to make. Super, super cute. And I've got all my little bits and pieces cut out here, if I didn't lose them. Looks like one wandered away already. That's okay. So what we're going to start with is a piece of basic gray. And I've cut this to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2, of course. And then I have a panel of Granny Apple Green that we're going to put in the middle here. Here's my other little piece of basic white. Now, the background for this card is cut from the DSP. In your pack of DSP, you get 2 sheets like this, which are scene builders. There's these 3 houses, then like a fence, and then 3 more scene builder backgrounds. I'm going to use this one, so I'm going to go ahead and get my trimmer and cut that out. Everything else I pre-cut, but I wanted you to see how this paper comes. So I'm just going to, on my paper trimmer, if you just line up the line between the houses right in the middle of your trough, the blade will cut right down through that. And we're going to go down to the edge of the sidewalk. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it and do the same thing. I'm going to cut right to the edge of the sidewalk. All right. Now this piece, I'm going to trim it down a little bit. And I'm going to trim it down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. So it's actually it's right under 3.5 right now. And then we're going to make the, sorry, this should be 3 3/8. So we're there, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. So I'm going to take a little bit off of the top of the roof. And it's really not very much at all. And bring that down to 4 5/8. Okay. Where? Oh, duh, right here. All right, so I'm going to attach this to my Granny Apple Green. And then add bows to the front of my card. All right. Cute already, and we haven't done anything. Now I have a piece of DSP, or I'm sorry, basic white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp the little kitty. I'm having an avalanche over here. That happens. Okay, stamp our kitty in Memento. And I'm going to color them in with some blends. Not looking to do any fancy coloring here, just add color to the kitty. So we're going to use some Granny Apple Green, and we're going to use some Petunia. So we have Petunia Pop. Whoops, that's definitely not Granny Apple Green. Wrong row. And I need some petal pink for kitty ears and nose. And then how about some Timid Tiger for the socks. And we'll make the kitty himself. Gray granite. So let's just get to work here. This is dark gray granite that I'm going to start with. Switch over to light gray granite. And we're going to leave his little nose and mouth. I'll color it. We'll get this light smoky slate, light smoky slate. We'll color that with that. All right. Do our petal pink. Ears. And nose. Oh, you know what? Forgot about the little paws. Here we go. And its tail. Okay, good, looking good. Just move those out of the way. And we'll do his jacket or top in the light grainy apple green. And then the skirt in the petunia pop. Okay, let's do these striped socks and we will call this one done. It's so nice here weather-wise. You'll hear, I have my windows open, so you'll hear vehicles go past from time to time. All right, I'm going to die cut this guy. This is spooky. Oh, come on. I hate when these stick. All right. Here's my little kitty. So here's the dies for this set. You can see this is the house. This is the little dog. You got a fence, a broom, a couple of Halloween buckets, little pumpkins, some bats, and then this is a tag topper. I'm going to just show you this because it's super cute. We'll just die cut one of those just to take a look at it. All right. There's a piece of black to do that. And I'm going to die cut this, and then I'll be right back with you. It's actually right here, so I'm not going anywhere. there's our little kitty. And here's our bat. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It's just a little piece of black. When you fold it, the bat pops up. So when you fold it like that, the bat pops up, and then you would like pretend this is a gift bag. You just put this at the top of your gift bag, and your little bat hangs out. Isn't that super cute? I just thought that was adorable. Anyhow, I got totally off track with that. But there's that. And then, now I need these little white pieces. And we're going to stamp, "Don't worry, eat sweets." But what we're going to do is we're going to stamp part of the words on each piece of basic white. And we are going to use Memento for this. So where did I, oh, here it is. So "Don't worry" is first. So that's all I'm going to ink is the "Don't worry" part of the stamp. I'm not going to ink up the rest of it. I'm just going to stamp the "Don't worry." I'm going to wipe this off. And just ink up the "Eat Sweets" part of the stamp, which is really easy to do on these photopolymers. And "Eat Sweets" it is. All right. We'll set this aside. Put these back in here. Okay, now, before we put these on the card, we need to put them on the backing pieces. Like that. I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow to do this, just because it's easier to control where my adhesive goes. And with Tombow, remember, you don't need a lot. Let me clean this top off here. All right, don't need a lot. Don't worry, eat sweets. What a great motto. Okay, there, looking good. So now let's go ahead and finish putting our little card together. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I happen to have minis handy, so that's what we're going to use. All right, I'm going to put our cat right here on the sidewalk. And now we'll get our greeting. And the minis are more appropriate for this because these little pieces aren't very big. And we're going to right align these, meaning the left side isn't going to necessarily match up, but the right side will. So don't worry. And then we want to make sure that our second one lines up to the first one on the right side. Don't worry, eat sweets. We'll grab our little stars. Our little foam stars. I'm going to put a big one. These are so cool. Oops, let's not put it down there. Let's put it up here. And then we'll put one there and then a tiny one up top. Okay, so there's the front of our card. Now for my inside, I'm going to grab a piece of basic white cardstock, and this will be my inside. And I'm going to stamp Happy Halloween in Memento. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a little pumpkin. And let's get a smaller block. Smaller block for our little pumpkin. And I'm going to stamp him like he's hanging off the end of Halloween. Oh, good grief. Let's try and fix this with a marker. There, that looks pretty good. All right, and then I'm going to color it. I knew I should have put that foam pad down. I'm going to use the light Timid Tiger and just color him. And just in case you didn't know, the marker that I used is the Stampin' Up! Journaling markers. They come in a pack of 3, and they're really great markers for writing and stuff. So if you haven't checked these out, be sure to do so. Okay. Add some seal. And put this inside my card. Card number 1. Done. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have this super fun little card. If you follow me on my Facebook page, you saw this one today. This is a fun card and really, really easy to make. This is Timid Tiger. And then Daffodil Delight. This is a piece of the DSP. Okay, and I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight ink pad. Where did I put my ink pads? Oh, come on. I just had them all. Okay, now this is silly. I had every one of them that I was going to use tonight. And where did I put them? They're not where they belong. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Oh, good grief. I'm so sorry. All right. I'm going to take my blending brush and this little piece of DSP, and I'm using the planer of the two sides, and I'm just going to add a little color, which totally changes the look and feel of this paper, I believe. All right. So I wasn't going for like a dark color, just to add a little light color. It's okay if it's splotchy or not like consistently the same intensity across. It doesn't really matter for this card. It's just mainly to add color. Next, I'm going to go ahead and adhere these together. And then I'm going to take, might as well just put it on the card base at the same time. Okay, now this little piece came right from the designer series paper. There's two whole sheets of tags, and I just cut this one out. I'm going to grab my snips and cut the angles off. Okay, now, before we do anything with this, I do have a piece of designer series paper that I'm just going to put on. I'm just going to add it to my card front like this. It's just going to be at an angle. That's all I'm looking for here, is just put it on at an angle. There's nothing scientific about it. It just so happened that when I was designing this card, it was sitting on my desk, and I put it under the tag, and I thought, oh, well, that looks kind of cute, except for this piece is bigger than this one. It doesn't matter. It'll still be fine, but I thought it looked cute. So anyhow, that's where that came from. So now this one, we are going to stamp No Tricks, All Treats. And that's still from this same stamp set. So far we've only been working with Spooky Halloween. And I'm going to stamp this in Timid Tiger, which is right here. Now I'm going to get the foam mat this time. And I'm going to stamp it just slightly off center, more toward the left. Okay, No Tricks, All Treats. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some die cuts to this. And again, in this DSP pack, there are 2 sheets of die cuts. So you get 2 sheets of scene builders, 2 sheets of labels, and 2 sheets of die cuts. This particular one is the cauldron, and then I have some candy corn, and there must be some more candy corn in my little bucket here. We're going to need that. And we're going to need this. And I don't see more candy corn, so let's get some. So here you can see the sheet of tags that I haven't cut up yet. And then here's a sheet of die cuts. So I need 2 single candy corns. Okay. All right, so now what I did with my cauldron is I cut the handle off. So I'm just going to grab my snips. Cut off my handle. I'm going to add a little Tombow and put my bubbles right on top. All right, cute, right? So we're going to stick that right to the side of our tag, and I'll use a little Stamp and Seal just on the side of it. And then I'm going to add some candy corn. Again, with Tombow, you don't need a lot. So there's one, and then I'm going to use one of these singles, and then put the other one up here. And then here's the second one. All right. Excuse me. Okay, moving right along. Man, I don't know. I swear. I had packs and packs and packs of dimensionals here. And now, well, there's some. Okay, we'll use these. Now, I have this little punch. This is from that trio, I don't know, everyday something or other punches. There are 3 of them, and I'm just going to use that to cut a little slit at the end of my tag. Cut off a little piece of Tim and Tiger ribbon, and then stick this through here. Oh, come on. It's not like I was threading a needle. Okay, then I'm going to take a little piece of this black and gold twine that was from the online exclusives. There's white and gold, and then there's the black and gold here. Here's the white and gold. And then just tie a little bow around it. Okay. I'm going to grab some dimensionals and put this on the front of my card. And then we'll just stick it on there. Like so. Cute, right? And very easy. And then for the inside on this one, I stamped, oh, I didn't stamp anything. I just put the extra set of candy corn there. So let's add this. To the inside of our card. And then we'll add our candy corn. All right, moving right along. Okay, that's our second one. Now, for the third card, let me grab all my supplies here. Here's your card. This one also uses the same DSP. This is the reverse of the one that we just shaded. And then I used a little panel from those gigantic dies. Party banners. If you haven't seen them, look how many dies you get. And look at how big your biggest flag could be. I mean, these are really, really big. I wasn't going to get them. And then in a moment of weakness, I ordered them. And I'm like, these are really, really cute. So anyhow, I just wanted you to see how nice they are. But here's our card. And for this one, we start with a black card base. And then a piece of basic gray. And then our house panel. So we're going to layer these all together. Put this on our front. Here, get out of here. Okay, and then we're going to take my little flag and I'm going to just attach it right up at the edge of the cardstock. I like that the little pumpkin in the window continues to show through. And try to get that as close to the center as you can. All right, now I'm going to stamp my greeting, which is Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. And this time we're moving over to the Fright Night stamp set. So Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. I'm going to stamp that in Tombow. And I did not die cut the banner ahead of time because with the cling stamp sets, it's a little harder to tell your placement is completely accurate because you can't see through it. So we'll add some ink, some Tombow, get the mat back. Perfect. And I'm going to die cut this really quickly. And it'll look like that when I'm done. Really cute. All right, give me 1 second. just out of sight here. No sense to drag over this big machine just for one little die cut, because I'm sure you all know how to use them. All right. Okay, now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer my letters together. I cut out, excuse me, 2 sets of each of the words, eek and boo. 1 set in Timid Tiger, 1 set in Basic Black. And I'm going to layer them slightly at an offset, so there's a shadow behind them. Okay, so it's going to look like that. I'm going to use Tombow for this, but I'm going to use it very sparingly. So let's see if I can do this without making a mess. If you have a silicone, these little silicone sheets, these are great for containing your messes. With glue, also you can eventually, when you get enough glue on them, you can just peel off the glue and they'll look like new and be ready to go all over again. We're going to do boo first. And like I said, I just use very small amounts of glue. All right, that one looks pretty good. Let's do eek. Same thing. Thank goodness Tombow doesn't need a lot to work well. Come on. There we go. All right, there's our little words. I'm going to give those just a second to dry. While they are drying, I'm going to go back to my card, and with this particular banner, it works out well that these notches on both sides line up perfectly with the sides of the banner. Pretty cool. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on these. And just add that over the banner. And then I'm going to take my my 2 words. I'm going to grab back those mini dimensionals. Here they are. I'm going to use the minis because I have to cut them in half. Thank goodness we don't need a lot of them. Okay, one more. Put one there. And we'll put this bigger one right there. Okay, good stuff. Now I got to pick all these little pieces of paper off. These little backings. I found one in the dryer the other day. You just have to laugh. Okay. There's Boo. And then Eek. Sounds like a pet name, right? Boo and Eek. All right. We'll go up here with Eek. We're going to add some stars. This time we're going to use the black foam. Again, these are so totally cool. They squish down into nothing when you mail something with them. All right, and then for the inside of this card, oh, I just stamped this image here in Timid Tiger up in the corner. So let's do a few of those. Put our little pumpkin back so I don't lose them. All right. Oh, here's Timid Tiger. I hid it. Hid it from myself. One more. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. All right, I have one more project I want to show you. Really easy. Oh, look what I just found. One of my missing candy corn. Okay. Put this on the inside here. All right, here's our third card. Complete. Now, the last thing I want to show you is this. Well, oh, jeez. The little treat bag. So this is the iridescent treat bags with a little tag on it. I'm going to show you how I made my tag. Again, this is one of the tags from the DSP, so this is super easy. Here's my tag. I stamped it with Happy Halloween in Memento. Okay. So far, so good. Pretty easy, right? And then I'm going to take get my little piece of paper here. I'm going to take the Petunia Pop, dark Petunia Pop Stampin' Blends marker. I'm going to use the brush side. And you can see there's a couple of little flicks that are already on here, little speckles. But we're going to add some more. All right, that's enough. You can see there's lots of Petunia Pop speckles on my tag. I'll grab that little slit punch again. Punch a little hole on it diagonally on the corner. Take some of the Petunia Pop iridescent ribbon. Feed it through. Oops. Tie it around your bag. Okay. And then feed it through and finish it off with a bow. And how easy is that? I mean, it just doesn't get much easier, right? So our projects that we made tonight. Okay. 4 projects that we made. We made this card. And we made this card. And we made this card. And we made our tag. So if you would like the card kit to make all of these projects, when you place a $35 order at my online store through Saturday, I will send them out to you. There will also be 2 bonus projects that are going to post directly to my, the tutorials and supply lists and everything will post directly to my email subscribers, and that will go out. Those recipes and that email will go out on Friday. So if you want the recipes for those and you don't subscribe to my email list, be sure to look for the link when I publish the final video. Pull that link and go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you want the kit, be sure to place an order through my online store no later than Saturday. Meantime, thank you so much for joining. I hope you like these projects, and I hope to see you the next time. Probably not next week, but the week after. We're going to go for every other week to start, okay? Thanks again for watching, and have a great weekend. Bye now.